back to another commentary video. Today I will show how I achieved a perfect run in Aoi Village, some tips and the mistakes to avoid. Unlike my previous hidden heart runs which I achieved with randoms, I got this perfect completion with some of the Japanese players in my friend list. We met in a few party options, we did not use a mic and there was zero communication. Without my friends, I wouldn't have achieved this perfect completion. So thank you Trigger Free, Rumizakaya 8492 and R08K16. Starting off with my build, I just happen to be a Ronin again. This is a pretty standard build. I don't use a forbidden medicine and the technique cure all because I know the assassins are using a healing class ability and that means they do not need a lot of healing. On my stealth charm, I am using a health increase instead of resolve increase. By using the health increase, I'm giving myself a better chance of survival because sometimes I really go down a lot. Consider using resolve increase when your teammates have zero healing capacity because with 5 resolve, I need lesser effort to build my ultimate. For ease of watching this video, I have included timestamps where you can jump to specific guide and the mistakes to avoid. You may treat this as a guide on how to play with randoms. In wave 0, always buy something with the team and go as a team. Try not to go solo.
鬼を黄泉の国へと送り返した。今助ける。助かった。たちまち減っていった。礼を言う。天狗だ。闇ガラス。鬼はこの世に別れを告げた。闇ガラス。イザナミを描け。
After capturing all defense areas, the chances of you coming here during the game is pretty slim, so pick up the ammo at this point. The good thing about being a Ronin is you don't need to worry too much about weakening the disciple in Aoi Village. The assassin or hunter can take out the disciple easily, so trust your teammates, your assassin or hunters to do this job. This map, Aoi Village, is bigger than blood in the snow. Running from one defense area to another takes more time, but it is rather easy to run because there is not much climbing. Most of the time, I will run to the first spawn to provide some help, get some ammo from the smoke bomb munitions, get some kunai kills to lower the cooldown of ghost weapons, especially the smoke bomb.
しばしの間太刀がぶつかる鋭い音がやんだ。敵の新手が姿を現した。
Bonus objective in Wave 2 is Perfect Parry. Perfect Parry is the easiest in Wave 2.2. In 2.1 and 2.3, there are enemies that are not easy to parry, for example the shield guys and the Onis. Kill these two spawns in 2.1 and 2.3. Therefore, the players with high damage power will have to kill 2.1 and 2.3. I was hiding in the grass, which is in the middle of all the defense zones. Be careful when you step out of the grass because the fire spirits will aim at the direction where you are going. Wave 2.2 has many sword guys that are easy to parry. You may keep the disciple alive to achieve the 15 perfect parries. Split up into two teams. First team will kill, while the second team parries. My damage is low and I have a perfect parry window, so I chose to do the perfect parries. You gotta decide which role you want to take in Wave 2. Do you want to parry or do you want to kill?
クロードは務めを果たした。
Avoid the same mistake as I did here.
お前は頼りになるな。闇ガラス、さなみの命。
クロードはついに鬼に対峙した。
発生しろ。倒した。
業の者がクロードめがけて突き進む。
Here is very alert of the third wave and I would assume that he has the smoke, so therefore he ran ahead first.
敵勢きっての戦士でさえクロードの前に敗れ去った。
「 bonus objective in Wave 4 is to kill the enemies outside. We start off with stable. There will always be 2 tankers in Wave 4.1. There are a couple of times when I play as an assassin. I keep my ultimate ready in Wave 3 to prepare for this bonus objective. Use your smoke bomb outside the defense area and kill as many enemies as possible. Always work as a pair where the Ronins separate. And I am out of my black powder bombs. In situations like this, use bombs slowly to stop the enemies from attacking. Maybe just 1 to 2 bombs. Use a bit of melee, watch out of your partner, and wait for your smoke bomb to be up, wait for the backup.
Oni です。クロードにとっては敵でなかった。敵の遠兵が近づいている。静かに敵を葬った。
貴様めの言い訳。
クロードにとって対峙できる敵などいないのだ。
闇ガラス。
I didn't have smoke bomb. Disciple is at the top. I use flash bombs to temporarily stop the enemies from moving, buying time for my team to kill the disciple while as a Ronin, I will hold the zone.
眺めることしかできない。
やっと終わった。焦るな、今助ける。
迫り来る敵の危険は離れた近くで感じることができる。
This is another example that I ran to the first spawn to provide some help, get ammo from the smoke bomb munitions, and to get some kunai kills. I did not use my smoke bomb and my bombs are in healthy inventory, so I ran to the second spawn first. I placed my smoke bomb here as I didn't want the enemies to hit me while I was killing the disciple. イオの分身を破った。
ちだ。
Bonus objective at Wave 7 is Assassination from above. Depending on where you are, you can jump on the disciple. I jumped on a disciple at the beach. The other Ronin jumped on the disciple at the stable hut spawn point. Trigger was at the right place and he jumped on the enemies at beach when the spawn arrives. The disciple at the front, standing on top of the wooden shack, is also a place where you can smoke and assassinate from above. If the spawn arrives at villa, jump on top of the shelter next to the healing drum. If the spawn arrives at stable, climb above the house and jump. If you require a video on this, please let me know in the comments down below.
クロードは務めを果たした。クロードはついに鬼を退治した。さらなる敵勢が姿を現した。クロードの兵具が的を射抜く。
When I play Ronin and I have an assassin or hunter with me, I usually do not kill the disciple, because it will be the assassin or the hunter to kill, while myself as a Ronin, I will watch out for them and the zone.クロードはしばし息をついだ。クロードを討ち取らんと敵は精鋭を繰り出した。敵をなぎ倒す。
くでない。人心がおる。
クロードに適せぬものなしと明らかになったようだ。敵の遠征が向かっている。
闇ガラス。
鬼はクロードに敗れた。クロードに狙われたが最後に敵の逃れる術はない。
It is important to watch what your teammates are doing. Here we are near the spawn point of a stable hut. We saw our 8K16 fought at the spawn point and we help out. Aoi Village is quite an easy map to move about, so don't always stick to one zone. Learn to move from point to point and help out your friends.待ち受けている。クロードは悟った。
助かった。まだ見られておらん。
死は体を
enemies spawn faster than the other waves. We tried to kill the first wave as fast as we can. We had fire, we had ammo, and we had health. We split up and I went to help out the assassin, Ruby-san. Trigger activated fire when there were enemies around all of us. Always watch for your team. If you see one person alone, run to your friend and help out. I went to stable. Lucky for me, it was a light wave before a heavy wave at wave 14. Wave 14 is pretty heavy. I remember a few times when I played with randoms, one of us went down here, so I didn't want to activate the ammo at the start of wave 14 and decided to keep it for emergency use. As a Ronin, bombs are your best friend when you are overwhelmed by enemies. Bombs can stop the enemies from attacking temporarily, buying time for you to heal and attack.
Yamigara!
黄泉の国へと戻された。
今ので最後だ。
Final wave, a ghost trial. It is actually not that heavy, so if you make it past wave 14, the chances of you winning is very high. Overall, the teamwork is fantastic here. We do not restart you as a one-time completion. We watch out for one another, we bought ammo, we bought health, we bought fire regularly. We went from point to point to help out. We were alert for incoming wave and took the initiative to take the zone first when we had the smoke bomb. Thank you very much, Trigger Free, Rumizakaya 8492 and R08K16.